21. You know, Connecticut has a rich history. It's engaging and fascinating stories. You may not know them all, but our next guest does. Wilson Faude joins us. You're an archivist for the city of Hartford, and you're now the author of Hidden History of Connecticut. You also did some work at the Mark Twain House, I believe.
Yep.
So you know about Connecticut's history. What motivated you to write this book?
That there be one book, a short book, to give you what you needed to be up on the history of the state in a fun way. And the fact that you could use it for planning day trips, it's sort of the one book to have when you're having only one, and not too long. You know, tell me about the state seal, tell me about Barnum, and it goes from Greenwich to Enfield, from Warren and Kent, down to Old Lyme.
We're putting the state seal up on the screen right now. What don't I know about the state seal? Quickly, give me a synopsis.
Well, it's 3 grapes, and it's determined which order they go, and the picture you just saw on the screen is the state seal in the Legislative Office building in Hartford, and it's backwards.
And how did that happen?
Well, I guess the legislature couldn't even get that right. But the fun things that have people now looking at the state seal and saying, that's not right. Supreme Court building, that's not right.
We were also talking about, this isn't a book just for older folks, you think, who might be interested in history. You think younger people would get a lot out of it?
Younger people, families. You go to, say, Kent, where Eric Sloan, the Painter's Museum of Tools. But you also can go all the way down to Old Lyme. In Greenwich, at the Bruce Museum, there's a wonderful exhibition called Survival, subtitled Eat or Be Eaten. And it's the whole story of who's on top and who is lunch. Oh. And the kids love it.
That's great. We're going to put some pictures up on the screen, and we're just going to ask you to, if you can see them, tell us what we're looking at.
This is the Hillestad Museum in Farmington, Theodate Pope Riddle's house. Fabulous collection of Monets, Manets, Degas, all in their domestic setting. Not ripped off the walls in a museum, but sitting there by the couch where you'd have morning coffee. And the Hillestad is open to the public in Farmington. Oh, such a treat.
Okay, and can we see the next photo, guys?
This is the Barnum Museum in Bridgeport. And of course, you see the roof. The roof designed by the architect to be under the big top. And there it is, the big top. The Barnum suffered some in the whole tornado. They're putting it back together. They have everything, including Tom Thumb's carriage, Colonel Nutt's carriage, which is a giant walnut shell. Fabulous. Barnum was a great philanthropist. He got into the circus late in his years, donated stuff to Bridgeport, gave the land for the cemetery. His name is
everywhere, all over the city. Any more photos? Here we got another one.
The War Monument at West Point. I feel like there was a quiz.
You're doing great. You're passing with flying colors.
Largest piece of carved granite in North America, and it came from Stony Creek, Connecticut, which also gave us the stone for the Brooklyn Bridge, the Bulkley Bridge in Hartford. I mean, Connecticut rocks. It's everywhere.
Yeah. Talk about the kind of research that was involved in this.
Well, I would hear stories, knew of stories, but then if you're going to put the name on the cover, you need to go find out for yourself. And in many cases, what they said wasn't true, and they're not in the book. And others, you went, wow.
I think we're looking at one more picture here, my producer's telling me.
This is Eric Sloan's studio in Kent. Eric Sloan, the painter, collected tools, gave his tools, but after he died, they preserved his studio and brought it up to the museum, and all of the chaos of his studio. You now have on the screen Christmas at Hillestad, again, Theodate Riddle's house. Oh, you gotta go. If you've never been to Hillestad, you have to go, and they do a farmer's market. And this is Harry Beecher Stowe's Christmas dining room table. And they had this great ball suspended from the chandelier, and then ribbons, which brought it down. There was a present by every place.
Oh, isn't that nice?
We ought to bring it back.
Nice.
But the book, for kids, for adults, History Press, $20. And it's all there. The short history, story of the state, things to see, things to do, and great gifts.
All right, thank you. for coming in. We appreciate it because we've now learned a little bit of the hidden history of Connecticut, and as you heard, he says it's not just a good read, you could also use it almost as a travel guide, plan some day trips, and maybe your youngster could learn about the state.
Or
Thanks
trivia quizzes.
Yeah, you passed them all. I'm not going against you. For more on how you can get the book, go to our website, WTNH.com, and click on the Good Morning Connecticut segment.